Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Let's Talk Epic. I'm your host, Diato Shokre. This is the first and still the only celebrity motivation talk show straight out of Nagaland. Alright, today's guest is the founder of Liamtra. He will speak more on that. And he is an alumni of Singularity University, Silicon Valley, USA. And he is the current OSD, Officer on Special Duty, Nagaland State Disaster Management Authority, NSDMA. He is the genius himself, Mr. Johnny Rongmei. Hello, sir. How are you? And how's your family?
All well, all well.
Good to see you. You're looking so sharp. Got your power suit, power tie. You designed this suit by yourself?
I did it. I bought the clothes and I, gave my designs.
Good designs.
The looks, how.
Right.
But it's done by the local market guy.
Of course. Looking good on you anyway. In the introduction, we have talk about the Liamtra company. Can you speak more on that, sir?
The philosophy of Liamtra is to give something for everyone. Something for everyone in the sense we wanted to make the travel industries, the hospitality industries into a seamless, transaction industry.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense, through the platform of Liamtra,
right.
Any entrepreneurs can come in. You may not be the service provider.
Mm-hmm.
You may be the vendors. You may not be the vendors nor the service providers. You must just be the user, but you're still gaining something there through your referral network.
Mm-hmm.
And we have created our own wallet, and we have the cryptocurrency there, which is controlled by or powered by blockchain technology. So everyone who is in the platform, be users, be service providers, be vendors, everyone is gaining there. So our idea is that this Liamtra should become a platform for any business transaction.
Wow. I mean, does it have to do with travel agency or?
We can book your ticket for
flight
tickets.
Right. Hotels.
You can take a taxi, and then there is a page called Give and Given. The idea is that you give and then you will be also given.
Uh-huh.
So suppose if you wanted to sell your clothes, if you have a boutique, you can sell there. If you cannot open the restaurant, but you are a good cook, and you want to invite people to dine with you in the kitchen, you can charge and then you can upload it. So in the Give and Given platform, anyone can come in and sell anything.
Right.
Apart from this one. Or the idea is that suppose if you're traveling down to Hong Kong, maybe with your girlfriend or with your wife, the moment you reach Hong Kong or before you move out, you will plan which taxi you will, take. And then you will plan which flight you will go. You will plan which hotel you will go and stay. And then in Hong Kong, what are the local excitements that you have? Then in Hong Kong, which are the favorite food that you want to taste? So in this Liamtra platform, before you move out, you can design your travel plan from which taxi to travel, which hotel to stay, which food to eat, and if there is a flower vendors in Hong Kong, the moment you arrive there, you want to give your wife or your girlfriend a surprise.
Of course.
The moment you walk out of the airport, the flower vendors will come and garland your wife. Everything, anyone can register here.
Really?
So that's the idea. It's not only the travel industries, it's not the hospitality industries, but everything. And you can also, we have the social media page there. Like any other social media page, you can do your, you can do blogging, you can write, you can chat with anyone. And the idea is so that we wanted to also build a global family, because the world is built around relationship. So we wanted to bring out a Liamtra family globally, meaning the moment your family is down there in Hong Kong, or maybe your family is down in Hawaii, in Honolulu. Suppose you say, oh, I wanted to find out a family from Japan who must be also here for a holiday, then you will search. So nearby, the Liamtra users nearby you will pop up. Then you can chat, and then we can fix up, and then we can make friends, family friends. So we want to build a circle of Liamtra family friends across the world.
That's amazing. For everybody who's listening or watching our show, I mean, this is a motivation talk show, a celebrity and a motivation talk show. We just want to talk about positivity. We hate any sort of negativity. We don't want to be around negativity. And researching you, sir, is incredible. And we know and we understand that you are from a renowned university in Silicon Valley, USA. So your profile is quite interesting. We want you to motivate our viewers and enlighten us with how is life in Silicon Valley and how is Singular University according to you.
The Singularity University is founded by Peter Diamandis, Ray Kurzweil, and even Elon Musk is one of the founder there, member. So the philosophy of the Singularity University is to build an exponential leaders. In an exponential world, we need an exponential leaders. Now, when we talk about exponential leaders, we are not talking about, building a leadership qualities. That's not what we do. We do about how do we build an exponential leaders who is futurists. And leaders should have a futuristic vision.
Right.
And a leader should be also a technocrat. He should know what technology is doing. Because today, if you really look at it, technology has transformed humanity in a very exponential manner. Then the third quality that a leader should have today, what Singularity University does is, we are also making our leaders to be humanitarian. We need to have that the feel of being humane. So these are the things that we do, and we talk about 365-degree knowledge.
Right.
We are trying to influence around the world in a very positive way, with the mindset of moonshot.
Yes.
That's what we do in the University of Singularity.
I mean, you're probably the first and the only Naga guy to cross paths with the legend himself, Elon Musk. How does it feel like?
Yeah, physically I have not been interacting with him, though he is very much partial founder, one of the members of Singularity University. But physically I have been interacting with a very dynamic leader, Peter Diamandis. He himself, by being with him, we get a lot of informations around the world, how the world is changing exponentially through the technologies. And we also have very, we call it the futurist himself. His name is Ray Kurzweil.
He's one of the co-founders.
He is the co-founder, and he is the inventor of the flat CD scanner, speech to text, algorithms, technologies, artificial intelligence.
Right.
He still works with Google. These are the people who has been driving this. And Singularity University is not a conventional,
university.
Yeah. We bring, the best brain from all over the world.
What kind of courses
we have?
do they offer?
Exponential innovative programs. We have exponential executive programs. There are different programs, and whoever pass out in one of the incubations by Singularity Universities, there are a lot of startups. And Peter Diamandis is the founder of a very prosperous prize called X Prize. Now, X Prize, what they do is, if you have an idea that will impact the billion, you get $10 million to work on that idea. So this year the X Prize announcement has been already opened. Any young people who has an idea that will impact the billion can bid for it and get $10 million to work on the ideas. So one of the winner of X Prize is called Tricorder. Tricorder is Tricorder.
Okay.
Tricorder would be a device that will diagnose 13 diseases in your body without the physical presence of medical doctors and nurses. So that will be more powerful than the MRI machine today.
Right.
So it will be in the market soon. So that's how the X Prize is doing, cutting edge.
Will it be expensive or
that?
Only the rich
only those,
not
only those people who are working on this idea would be able to tell. But expenses or the costs of the technology is always high in the beginning. Do you know, in the year 1950s, 5 MB external hard disks cost how much? Cost 120,000 US dollar. If you calculate that into Indian rupee, it will cost you around 80 lakhs.
Right.
Around 80 lakhs. Or I don't know how much, 80 lakhs or 80 crores. Yeah. But today, 1 terabyte, 1 TB is costing around $96. So the cost would cut down. When Napoleon visited Siam King, Thailand, Siam King visited Napoleon. Napoleon wanted to serve everything in aluminium. Because those days aluminium was the costliest metals in the world, not gold. But since that material is available anywhere, it has democratized the materials anyone can get access to. So the cost has gone down. Now, there are many things. As I was telling to you, the smartphone today, everything is in your hand today. If you imagine 20 years back, what you are carrying in your hand, in your palm, would be full of this room, right? You have a calculator separately, typewriters would be separate, your telephone will be separate, your GPS machine will be separate, your tape recorder will be different, your music system will be different, but now everything synced together there. That is the exponential curve that we are talking about. Human mind, human brain tends to think linearly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the steps. Human brain is designed to think linearly. But the technology growth is an exponential growth. How? 1, 2, 4, 8, then the 16 to 32, that's how it grows. That's the impact of technology. Now if you really look at it, in the 1996, I don't know whether you guys are aware, there was a company called Kodak company.
Sure.
The camera company.
Sure.
They had, 120,000 employees all over the world. 120,000 employees all over the world, and they used to their market capital is, I think, 48 billion. But in the year 2012, that Kodak company reported bankrupt because of the small camera which was produced by a 13 people working company called Instagram. They used the nanotechnology, fitted all the digital camera features into a small digital camera, and that has disrupted the whole big company called Kodak. Now I think Kodak is trying to come back, but that's the exponential disruption a small technology company can, influence. So these are the things that we need to really look at it. Now at Singularity University, what we look at it is how technology has transformed humanity. Now, if you really look at it, the death rate, mortality rate has really decreased today than 20 years ago, than 10 years ago. So now we need to start imagining from here to 10 years, to 30 years, how are we going to live? I love to quote these, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Ali Muktam, from the, Dubai.
From Dubai.
Yeah. Wow. He says the future belongs to those who can imagine it, who can design it, and who can execute it. The future is something which we wait to happen. What he means is the future is not what we wait to happen.
Right. We have to build it on our own.
We have to design it, we have to imagine it and create it and execute. So that's the leader that we need today.
We need to visualize our future, right?
Yes. We cannot wait for the future to happen.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. What's really interesting about you, sir, is since you're from the Silicon Valley, probably you're the first and the only Naga to be in there. And talk about Singularity University. Singularity University, SU in short, we have learned that it is founded on the premise of the world's biggest problems are the world's biggest opportunities. Can you elaborate a bit on that?
Okay. Now, when we look at the problem, it is an opportunity. Today, we are, I would say, the whole world is in the state of crisis because of COVID-19 pandemic. This is a problem, but it is an opportunity for us also to look at it, better vaccines to develop. Now there are many companies, many governments of the world are looking for the first vaccine to this COVID-19. So this problem is going to lead us to a new future, new possibilities, new better health. From here, even in the context of Nagaland, I am sure the COVID-19 has given us, this problem has given us a good lessons that we need to improve our health infrastructures. We need to improve about our health human resources. We need to also improve about, how we care for our health. No?
Right.
And then, something that we need to really look at it, I am sure today, if we were to study about virus, a chapter on or a book on virus when we are in the high school, instead of reading A for apple, B for boy, if we were to study about how the viruses work, how viruses react to when it comes to the contact with the human cells, I'm sure we would be much more brighter, much more brilliant, much more capable.
Right.
I'm sure this COVID-19 pandemic problem is going to pave way for a better future. So here, Singularity University, what we talk is the problem is the biggest opportunity for us to excel.
Earlier you said something about artificial intelligence, AI. But speaking of COVID-19, I just want to say that we at Let's Talk Epic, we have suspended all of our live audiences or our live shows, and we are shooting behind closed doors with just our celebrity guests, my director, and our production team, just for the record. We are maintaining good social distance and proper hand hygiene. And so coming back, can you tell us more about AI? Well, AI take over human intelligence in the coming future? If yes, is that a threat?
I would not really say that AI is going to take over human intelligence.
You wouldn't say that?
I wouldn't say that. Because AI, or the best definition is extended intelligence. That is the best definition. So which means artificial intelligence, but an extended intelligence, which means it is going to help human do better. Human, perform better in carrying out our task. So it is an extended intelligence. So artificial intelligence,
you don't think so?
Yeah, will not take over human intelligence, because we are the programmer. We are going to create it. Of course, we are the creator for this extended intelligence.
What if we have created super smart? They were helping us in the beginning, and then worst case scenario, what if they takes over?
If you try to understand the human intelligence, we call it neocortex. Neocortex, which is connecting to your brain and everything.
Okay.
Now at Silicon Valley, we also experiment. We call it human brain to computer interface. Human brain to computer interface, which is something which is going to come. The technology is going to come, which is part of artificial intelligence or extended intelligence. But the technologies, what we know today, the artificial intelligence is maybe a little wiser than any insects. But the human intelligence is much deeper. Much deeper. Therefore, the AI that we talk today will not take over human intelligence.
That's what you say.
Yes, that's what I say, and that's what I believe.
Interesting. I've got my director here, the perfect gentleman himself, Mr. Meadows here. You've got some questions?
Yes.
Meadows will ask you some questions, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
It's really interesting talking with you, sir. And
Right.
I think a lot of youngsters and people like us really wishes to go to Silicon Valley. So, and then we are just like confused. I mean, like, we just want to know about what it takes to get to Singularity University, to the Silicon Valley. What kind of venture does it take to go out there?
Yeah, actually, I was introduced
from another perspective.
Yeah, I was introduced to Singularity Universities by one of my friends. I call him a knowledge bank. Okay. And his name is Clarence Dant. He lives in the Gold Coast in Australia. We were together in the US during our International Young Leaders Assembly, where we started for around 15 days to 20 days. And there I met him. And then I told him that I'm from Nagaland, and that was the first time he heard Naga, or there is a place called Nagaland.
Right, interesting.
So he thought that I'm telling lie. But since I talk quite a lot, I interact with people.
Yeah.
He also we work together very closely during our stay together. Then he used to talk about these exponential technologies, Singularity Universities, Google, all those. So I started questioning him.
Right.
And then he says, that time he was the ambassador of Singularity University for Asia Pacific. So he recommended me to be part of one of the program of Singularity University. That's how I went there. And when I went down there, I realized that being around the people who really know what they are doing, people who know how should they do, it's worth. I was there for a week program, and 1 week program was much better informed than 6 years university course that we have to undergo. So that's the power of Singularity University. And then I'm thankful to Clarence Dent. who had introduced me, who had recommended my name, to be part of one of the programs in Singularity Universities. Yeah.
Speaking of technology, I believe you're the right person to talk to. When it comes to technology, Tokyo is obviously number one, but you are from Silicon Valley. How far are we, the Nagas, from technology-wise? I know we still have a long way to go, but
I always say that all the schools here in Nagaland, we only offer arts, but the Nagaland's Board of School or Secondary Education, under the syllabus, if you look at it, art stream, those who opt to take art stream can also opt for a computer science as an elective subject. But I think no schools, no colleges are looking that provisions into that. Yeah, I wish some of the schools take up this. I think today, if you really look at it, computer is nothing else but it's the extent of human being. Therefore, everybody should have the computer knowledge, how algorithms works. Then we would be able to understand. And today, if you really look at it, the whole world is controlled by technology. Dubai will be one of the first government in the world to be powered by blockchain. Now, blockchain is a new technology, and the blockchain of Dubai government is called Arabian chain. Now, this Arabian chain is going to control everything. You're starting from your transactions to your lawyers to this one. IBM Watson is one of the best lawyer. IBM Watson. So these are some of the things. And if you really look at it, the technologies, how we are, I think we Naga youth should really understand technologies. And we are smart. Our brains are wired so systematically. Of course. The sense of dressings, we are very good.
So you're saying we have the potential to compete with the rest of the world?
Yes, very, very much. We are not less.
Our future looks bright.
Nagas are not less. We are smarter. We are smarter. I would say we are smarter, and our DNA is programmed much, much better. We are capable of adapting or adopting to new environments. So that is our DNA. Okay. So Nagas are not less, but we need to try. Right. If we don't try, we will not get it. We need to imagine the future, and we should. Nagas are not less in terms of technologies, but we only have to do it.
That's good to hear. Sir, can you tell us more about robotics and digital biology?
Robotics, as I said, is part and parcel of the extended artificial intelligence. Now, if you are talking about biotech, biotech is the trend that is going to really help us. Now, I would connect with that biotech. If you really look at biotech, there is a new technology called CRISPR technology.
CRISPR.
Yeah.
Okay.
CRISPR technology is the most recent technologies.
Based in Silicon Valley.
Not only based in Silicon Valley. Okay. This is in Europe. This is in Japan.
Okay. Right.
This is in China. This is a technology, but it is founded in Europe. So this CRISPR technology is used for sequencing of DNA. Is used for studying the DNA. So many things, genomic studies. So this is linked to a biotech, which is really the trend that is going to really impact the humanity that we need to know. But robotics has been on for a long time, and robotics is very, very useful because we create a lot of robots like satellite robots, which is being sent to the moon or to the space where human being can go. These are technologies which has been around for many years, and it will certainly impact the world.
Right. Meadow, your question, you can.
Yeah, sir. So we know that you must have, and everyone does face a lot of challenges, going into entrepreneurship. So we just want to know, and we just want you to share us the challenges that you face on your journey to entrepreneurship.
Some of the key factors of startups, I would say, or the entrepreneurship, the challenges. One major challenge is, of course, the resources. When I say resources, it could be financial resources, it could be human resources, it could be technologies, resources.
Right.
Then another one is, the branding. These are the two challenges that any startups or entrepreneurs need to look for in order to make a sustainable, entrepreneurship. The moment we have the resources which will propel, the startups or the companies, that is going to give you a lot of leverage in the days to come. So I would suggest the challenges that is resources, maybe the resource crunch. We may be having, a resources to run for 3 years, but a business or any enterprises the revenue may not start coming immediately after 3 years. We may have to prolong it for 5 years or to 10 years to some extent. So if you are not able to have a sustainable resources to back up, that's one challenges that we need to look into. And another one is the branding, because today the world look at the brand. So when we go around for branding it, making our names presence in the digital market or maybe in the other marketing platforms. So that's one area that we, as a startups or entrepreneurs, face challenges.
So, sir, behind every successful man, there's a great woman that is a great
Yes,
woman.
it is.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
please tell us about your amazing woman that you have in your life.
Yes.
My wife, I call her mommy because I call her mommy not because she is the mother of my son, but I find the quality of motherhood in my wife so strong. So she takes care of me everything. I'm able to do what I want. She's giving me a lot of space.
Right.
And then when I look back, she is the one who is begging me. They say there are many jokes about wife and things like that. For me, I'm very fortunate that I have a woman who is with me not only as partners, as supporters, but also, I would say, a force within myself. The force, the
force
energy within myself is my wife to me.
And what kind of a student were you in your schooling days? I mean, were you naughty, or when did you have your first girlfriend?
Yeah, I was
just really interested in that kind of stuff when it comes to you're very successful and like yourself.
Are you really the bookworm since childhood?
No. I'm not like that.
You had your crazy moments.
Yeah, I was so naughty, maybe in my own way. We used to have a band.
Yes.
We used to sing, To Be With You. We used to sing November Rain by,
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses, Axl Rose.
You're more into the rock kind of a thing,
all
just all genres.
Yeah, and we also sing a lot of old love songs. Sometimes, girls. Those days we don't have telephone, mobile like that. We don't have a WhatsApp or maybe Facebook like that. We only write letter, Then we send our pictures together.
Letter, right?
Yes. There used to be a green, the blue, that paper called England letter. Sometimes we used to write letter. Yeah, we have girlfriends. Maybe sometime in class 8 we have girlfriend. Yeah.
Right.
It's really, really interesting, right?
Some of them I have forgotten. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
So, I'm just exceedingly amazed and fascinated to learn that you're also designing satellites for our northeastern states. So, I'm sure it's really cool to design all those satellites and stuff like that, like sophisticated satellites. And so we just want to know what kind of features are included, apart from a basic satellite that we have at the moment.
The new feature in this satellite that we are going to include, I'm not talking about the big giant satellite for GEO, but I'm talking about a nano satellite for LEO. LEO is low Earth orbit.
Yes.
Okay, low Earth orbit. We have 3 layers where we orbit the different satellites. One is LEO, is the lower Earth orbit, and one is MEO, one is the medium Earth orbit, and then GEO is the deeper space. I'm not talking for MEO and GEO, but I'm talking for LEO. This small satellite that we are designing is built with the feature to even capturing the deeper space images. Apart from the conventional or traditional Earth observation, we will also observe deep space. So we are going to build 6 cameras. 3 cameras will be focusing for the Earth observations, and another 3 would be focusing on the deeper space, what is going on. We would be able to, now our idea is that with that one we will be able to get a better, clearer picture of the moon. Right. Rather than taking from a telescope from here on Earth, if you're moving to the LEO and then fixing a camera which will be towards the deeper space, then we will get a clearer more better resolutions of images from the moon. Yes.
How do you stay motivated? Keep yourself motivated.
Even in Singularity University, we talk about MTP.
MTP.
Massive Transformative Purpose.
Right.
Or in Japan, there is a word called Ikigai. I would name my next son or my next daughter name as Ikigai, because this Ikigai means you need to find a purpose for your life. If you don't find a purpose or directions for your life, then there is no point you getting up every morning. You can still sleep and sleep, So each time we get up in the morning, we find new visions. So I call it MTP, Massive Transformative Purpose, which means your presence should enable others to smile because of you. And I think that's how I believe in the law of attractions. Right. I am also quite intrigued. I study philosophy. I always intrigued by the definitions of Aristotle. Says we study philosophy. When I was in the college, I studied philosophy, and the definition of human being defined by Aristotle is very interesting. He says human being is a seeker. So human being basically or primarily seek after food, shelter, and clothing. And morally, human beings seek after the truth. And aesthetically, human being seeks after beauty. So that definition of Aristotle when we were doing philosophy, that human being is a seeker, is what we are. We seek, as I said, primarily for food, shelter, and clothing, and aesthetically for beauty, and for morally we seek for truth.
Right. Yeah, that's lovely. So, sir, before I ask you my last question,
okay, please.
You are a true celebrity on your own right, and the word celebrity is usually associated by the word wealth. You are quite a wealthy guy. How do you spend your riches, your wealth? Do you go buy cars or houses, invest into real estate? What do you do?
No, I don't have any wealth. I only have my knowledge. I think that's for me a wealth. Knowledge in the sense I love to work where nobody enters. New ventures. That's where I that's my wealth.
What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
For me, what I look at it is, I think if, like the type of wealth that you describe, if I have that kind of wealth, I want to become a philanthropist.
Right.
Now, the philanthropist in the sense, today technology is, we call it 6 Ds. Demonetize, democratic,
right.
democratize, digitize. 6 Ds we have.
Yes, sir.
And everyone can do something. So if the philanthropies that I talk about is, I want to start in educations. That will prepare the next generations to be. Today, what many scientists are moving about is, they wanted to make, that is the tagline of Elon Musk, right? They wanted to make human being a multi-planetary species. So if that is happening, whether our Naga children of tomorrow will be able to understand that. So we need to inculcate those things. So I would like to start as a philanthropies and educations that will prepare the next generations. And what we do today is going to be very, very impactful for the next 30 years. So that's how I'm looking at it. Or when we talk about, philanthropies, health, there are many, many things. Or say Nagas, we talk about the bad roads and all those, but every time I use a dream, if you guys are willing, I'm very happy. So like today, roads between high school to one particular colony is very bad. That is, collect little money, and we will make, and we will name that road as a community road. Community road 1 in Kohima, community road 2 in Kohima. We will have, plenty of community roads, which is maintained by the community itself. And, that is going to really change the perspective, right? So this is the type of philanthropy or philanthropists that I'm talking about. So those are the things. Rather than, as I said, the future that you want to live should be created, should be imagined and created, and should execute. No, rather than just sitting and future to happen.
Right. That is so nice of you to be a philanthropist. You are a very humble gentleman. You are quite modest, but it's such a fine pleasure talking to you, sir.
Thank you.
That was the Mr. Technology himself, Sir Johnny Rongmei. And until next time, encourage one another. Peace.
Thank you.